Okay, let's see if I can be heard. Sound check. This is the Unknown Light Warrior for the 144K, August 21st, Global Meditation for the actual opening of the Ascension portal, the third and final mass meditation of the Ascension portal activation series of mass meditations, the third and final one. Sound check, sound check. Waiting for the thumbs up, and I do have the thumbs up. Fantastic. Excellent. All right. Well done, everybody. It is exactly 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific in the US. And a big, loving welcome to all of you. This is a critical intervention, as always. Constantly holding the space for the light to come in and then expanding that light and then moving the timelines up and moving the timelines up and not stopping moving the timelines up, a minimum of every 2 weeks. And that's what it takes. We will soon be really growing and expanding the army of light to where we're all really going to learn the true meaning of the word togetherness. And it's very exciting with what's coming. Good to see everyone here, new faces and beautiful, familiar faces. Always an inspiration. And I'm not kidding. It's just, always wonderful seeing the familiar faces here. Awesome. I feel like reading out names, but I better not for the sake of privacy, I guess. Yeah, it really is an inspiration. What we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into it because there's not a moment to lose. We know what to do, which is, for the most part, simply open up the way. And open up the way we're going to do. So that by doing so, we multiply the effectiveness of the so-called main advance. Oh God, hard to say by how much. Definitely by 10, by magnitude of 10. And we know what to do. It's just a case of keep on putting one foot in front of the other to bring in way, by orders of magnitude, way more light. Bigger ascension, bigger step ups, faster results. We can go on with the benefits. They flow on for quite a while. And of course, because we do this consistently, every new moon and full moon, they compound on each other. The results are exponential in the long term. So take a deep breath. We know what to do. It's a case of not even needing to do anything smart. You just do what's tried and true. Okay, let's go up there. See yourself in a gigantic crystal ball huge silver, translucent crystal ball, and you see the golden light bodies of all your other beloved 144K comrades all around. The inside of the equator of this giant crystal ball, all around, evenly spaced, dotted golden ring, and always remember, folks, if you're new, everything you can imagine is real. The absolute godlike gift of consciousness projection from the physical plane to the non-physical. Now, always remember to think in terms of right hemisphere thinking. The superconscious mind, the linear mind, that creates reality. Let's call in Gaia. You can call her in your own way if you have a connection with her. The rest just follow along. Authentic Gaia, we call upon the one true authentic goddess, Gaia. Can we please have your permission to take you up with us up to the authentic God, to beyond the multiverses, to managers of multiverses? See Gaia in the middle, her beautiful white polar ice caps, clouds over the blue oceans. Now go ahead and call in your guides if you consciously work with any. Authentic Oberon, can we please have your permission to take up this universe up with us? All right, beneath Gaia, see a holographic, sort of very dark indigo holographic toroidal sphere that is this universe, with a tiny little speck of light right in the middle of the two toroidal columns that run through the middle. That is the cosmic central sun. And take that last glance at the golden light bodies of your fellow beloved 144K Starseeds, your brothers and sisters in arms, and up we start to move. You notice the first few thick white layers of this universe. Going from top to bottom. And that as we race up the layers of this universe, that familiar, comforting blur of light, flickering of light of all the layers of this universe return, calming you, giving you that therapeutic effect, centering you in the now, deeper and deeper, as we race up the layers of this universe. And allow yourself to simply be and go deeper into the now. And be that silent witness of that intent that already through the right hemisphere consciousness referred to in this matrix as imagination, provide the image for you. Look all around. See that golden light body of your fellow 144K brethren over to your left and right, and the next one after that. Look at Gaia in the middle, the flickering of light in the background. As always, faint images always seem to work just as well. As your presence is about to make that critical difference, that critical shift that wouldn't have happened if you weren't here. Take that last glance at Gaia, the dotted golden ring, that flickering light in the background. Your guides, perhaps. The universe, beneath Gaia. And then all of a sudden, everything goes bright white. The flickering stops. It's so bright, you have to squint your eyes as we reach and move through that last thick outer boundary of this universe. You can barely see Gaia in the middle. And we are absolutely through. Everything goes nice and dark. And you see a big ball of light beneath us. That is the universe that we just left. Rapidly turn into a small ball of light, and we rise above a whole ocean of small balls of light that are all the neighboring universes in this portion of this multiverse. And we were on a rise above that. All of that turns into another ball of light that is the multiverse that we just left, and we rise above a whole ocean of multiverses that simply look like more balls of light. And it all just disappears, having a sense of how infinite, expansive all that is. As we rise above to a commanding position over so-called reality. Take your last glance at Gaia in the middle, dotted golden ring all around her. Your guides, while I click your run through standard protocols. Authenticate, I call upon the one true authenticate. Please be here with us right here, right now. Can you please make sure we go to you and no one else, true HOD. And you look up and you see a point of white light through the roof of the crystal ball, very faint, very distant, slowly getting bigger and bigger, brighter and brighter, beginning to light up the whole roof of the crystal ball now. And we finally reach it. We come to a sudden, yet somehow gentle stop, and we slowly and lovingly move through this thick, white, bright platform of light as it lovingly, slowly, gently envelops the crystal ball. We rise above, nice and slow, holding space, holding line and presence for humanity, freedom. And because it's a nexus planet, all that is. And we rise above, closes at the bottom, opens up at the top, to allow for that gentle decompression. We nestle gently, lovingly on top of this platform of light. We now form a straight line behind and above Gaia and this universe. Crystal ball peels evenly from the top center, nice and slowly all the way down. And now look up and see, feel, connect, be through this sacred now moment, which is your portal, your access point to reality. Spend a minute establishing your own connection, feeling the unique energy signature of these managers of multiverses working directly for and on behalf of the authentic organic source. If you're new, you may simply be seeing them as light beings. As your auric field gets pumped full of super high frequency, and and use this opportunity to go even deeper into the eternal now. Authentic God, can you please send us a massive wave of your energy so we can truly feel you to an undeniable, unmistakable physical level? And as always, have a little background, feel a bit of background, or should I say, have a little background consciousness on the center of your head for most of us. And just wait for that pulse, is the best way I can describe it. If you're new, just being up here clears your field, upgrades your field, accelerates your evolution. This is where we go deeper. Completely let go and forget about linear time. Step way outside of it. Remember to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose. Really important. Okay. Authentic heart, please send us a massive wave of your energy into our hearts. Let us feel you in the heart level. Engage heart. And now have a little background consciousness on your chest or solar plexus area. As you feel and effectively, or should I say literally, go through the portal into absoluteness and power through the now, where your 3D reality is completely forgotten. Okay. Authentic heart. All right, everybody. Return a bit of focus onto your guides if you have them, and Gaia before us. And now repeat after me. Actually, let me quickly call in the rest of the teams first. I call upon the infinite army of the authentic amalgam. I call upon elders of the Gamalgam of the Oberon lineage. I call upon the team of beings that created this universe and physicality for the final experiment of corralling the dark back to the light. Known as Oberon, see him as a giant golden being of light. They present themselves as one man. Off to the right, perhaps. Just on the other side of Gaia. Repeat after me, everybody. I call upon all of my higher density aspects, higher self. See him or her over on the other side of Gaia, wherever it suits you. Repeat. Okay. Yep. Repeat after me. I call upon the entirety of my authentic soul and see what looks like a star just up above the HOD. Repeat after me. I call upon my authentic oversoul. See a slightly bigger ball of light behind your soul in a different color for the sake of differentiating. Personally, I prefer violet. Repeat after me. I call upon my authentic I am. And see an even bigger ball of light behind your oversoul with infinite, extra long rays of light. Okay. Authentic Legion of Light. There is Gaia. Here is the 144K active on duty. Can you please take us to the space and place of omnipresence? Briefly see Gaia and some of the surroundings of present company. Look up a I am briefly and everything goes bright white. It's so bright you have to squint your eyes. As we are taken to omnipresence throughout the omniverse. You can barely see Gaia before us. Omnipresence throughout the omniverse, everywhere at once, throughout the omniverse, and all that is. And we are there. The bright light disappears, we are. Everything looks the same. Okay. Authentic Legion of Light. There is Gaia. We are at a critical moment of clearing the way for all that is, for the third and final Ascension portal activation, where we will be actually opening an actual Ascension portal into the 5D, the last step in having and allowing the light, the authentic source cosmic light, reach the physical third density surface. The main, what we refer to as the main advance, which is a 20-minute traditional mass meditation, is starting in 30 minutes. 29 minutes from the space of omnipresence. Can you please scan and clear everything and anything, physical and non-physical, terrestrial and non-terrestrial, to allow the absolute, full, absolute, unhindered light of the upper densities and ultimately authentic organic source to both reach the surface, transform this 3D matrix reality, and ensure the full and opening of not just the Ascension portal, but an entry point and an exit point through the portal that is from the highest timeline into and ending up on the highest possible timeline as it relates to this portal, Ascension portal activation of the 21st of August, 2025. And to complete this process, when we are all up here again in 2 days for the new moon, to complete that process, to actualize the fullest, highest reality potential of this tumultuous month. Please proceed. See Gaia in a quarantine sphere. Now, this is where you completely utilize the full potential of your consciousness through the right hemisphere brain, the limitless, literally limitless, non-linear nature of the right hemisphere of your brain. Let's make it happen. We surround Gaia. The team surround us. Okay, awesome. Here we go. Okay, interesting. Authentic 144K. Look at the height in your I am at a minimum. Gaia beneath us, and again, as always, in the foreground in a white quarantine sphere. Now show your I am guides hide at a minimum. If you can see them all at the same time, go for it. Otherwise, that's the minimum 3. Show them your awareness, let's just say, of quantum and subquantum anomaly, quantum and subquantum anomaly at the physical 4th and 3rd density level. Show them that. Your awareness and knowledge of that. Gaia in the foreground. Repeat after me. Authentic Legion of Light. I am, guides, higher self. Clear. Completely clear. Resolve and end. The quantum and subquantum anomaly. All dark consciousness within it. At all levels. Down to the 3rd and 4th physical level of the surface of this planet, wherever it exists. Repeat after me. Authentic I am and hide. Actualize this request down to the physical 3rd density level. Put Gaia, if you haven't already, in a quarantine sphere. As always, do as you want with background colors for the sake of differentiation of the white transmutational light from dark to light. The dark, that which keeps us enslaved, will typically appear as grey or black. We'll be turning it white for freedom, galactic reintegration, and return to the stars. Visualize to actualize. See your I am up above at quite a distance from Gaia. See Gaia within the quarantine sphere. Don't step inside the quarantine sphere. You don't want to do that yet. Now, pick your singular monotone color of Gaia, holographic in nature, that to you represents omnipresence or frequencies, levels, worlds, what have you. Of the 3rd and 4th density, but particularly the 3rd density down to the physical surface area. That to you represents an omnipresent vision of predominantly physical 3rd density. Omnipresence, that's the main focus. See your I am as essentially like a white infinite sun, basically, is one way to describe it. We are surrounded by the teams. Let's clean house to let the full light not just in, but reach the surface. And this is going to be much quicker than normal. Repeat after me, everybody. Authentic I am, oversoul, soul. All my high density aspects and levels. Hod, Oberon. All highest density angelic realms. Guides. Scan, find, and clear through our I am and my physical consciousness everything that keeps us bound onto the physical third density surface of this planet and clear everything needed to be cleared for the actualized opening of this Ascension portal. To open it and go through it from the highest possible timeline and safely exit on the other side on the highest possible timeline. And for the light to fully reach the surface. Zoom now. Look at the white quarantine sphere and allow yourself to see everything and anything in the way of all of that. And as always, primary focus, but certainly not exclusive focus, will be the quantum and subquantum anomaly and multitudes of darkness within it. So you'll simply be seeing a dark grey sphere throughout, from predominantly low Earth orbit all the way to just beneath the physical Earth crust. So you'll see a black or very dark grey sphere within the white quarantine sphere. Do stay outside the quarantine sphere. See your I am up above, still at a fair bit of a distance, but its outer, let's just say, magnetic field is so profound and vast, it doesn't even need to touch the North Pole. Now we're going to do a much, much faster version of what is known as the IAN behemoth method. Most of you are familiar with it. Slowly see as we move all of our IAN that's now focused and concentrated in this one spot. Oh, so slightly moving closer towards the North Pole, still at quite a distance from it because it's so insanely powerful. And you start to see those outward waves, I guess, that perturbation of predominantly third density, physical, quantum and subquantum anomaly, and all the garbage within it begin to shake, rattle, roll, so to speak, from the center of the upper atmosphere of the North Pole. And as always, the analogy of dropping that pebble onto the surface, the steel surface of a pond, and you get those outward emanating waves. And you start to see, all of a sudden, insanely intense white light as the love and light of our focused, concentrated, united I am presence begin to collide, clash, and then transmute the upper, outer areas of the quantum and subquantum anomaly, third density, physical plane. In the upper atmosphere, way above the North Pole, and down we go, moving. And this time we can do it much faster, not just because we need to, but also because we've done this many times before in the past. So the bulk of the removal and work has been done. Congratulations, 144K, for your dogged persistence. And downwards we go. See, feel, visualize to actualize the incomprehensibly intense mass transmutation and clearing of the third density physical quantum subquantum anomaly, radically accelerating the full removal of quantum and subquantum anomaly physical third density and the dark energies and consciousness and vast hidden empires and worlds that hide within it. Clearing it all, accelerating it all by a good 2 months, allowing us to enter this Ascension portal on a far higher timeline, because we literally ascended by doing this, and exit on a far higher timeline, because there's still timelines on the other side, through the other side of this portal that we're about to go through in about 15 minutes roughly. Intensify the light, let go, truly let go, see, witness what your intent is already showing you. You can always change background colors. As we reach the surface of the North Pole already, because we're blasting through third density physical quantum and subquantum anomaly. Always remember that. Third density physical plane, quantum subquantum anomaly, and the garbage. Mostly little black spheres that are dark, false light, or synthetic universes or worlds or realms, often AI constructed, clearing the lot. And as we touch and begin to move through the physical plane surface of the North Pole, you see that pristine baby blue goddessy color appear. In the center, as that crater-like structure appears throughout the North Pole, and downwards we go. See, feel, visualize, to actualize that wall. It forms like a concave kind of a ring of mass transmutational wall of light that moves through the upper atmosphere, down and through the lower atmosphere and physical plane surface, well into inner Earth, and it is insanely intense. As we move through down to Scandinavia, northern Russia and Siberia and Canada, already we are clearing the way. Feel Gaia, because I just felt her. Move, move, move. Downwards. Down Greenland, down halfway into the Hudson Bay. Clearing, and always hold consciousness to one degree or another on physical plane, third density, quantum and subquantum anomaly, and all the vast dark realms within. Dark energy within, quantum tunnels or wormholes, networks within, fake AI constructs within, swamp creatures within, dark consciousness, dark energy within, the whole shebang. Make it happen. Downwards we go, down to the bottom end of the Hudson Bay, well into Europe, halfway through Russia and Siberia. Move, 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 move. Downward we go. Leave absolutely nothing behind. See those constant downward perturbating waves, for lack of a better term, of energy rustling up, moving through. The northern areas, through the equator down to the southern hemisphere. Holding background consciousness on absolute transmutation of the physical, quantum and subquantum anomaly. Of the third density. Racing into southern Europe, southern Ukraine, and hold that focus, that visual focus. Hold. Don't flinch. Don't look anywhere else. See what now looks like a incredibly intense, thick ring, essentially, of intense bright white transmutational light moving through, clearing all levels of the quantum subquantum anomaly, physical plane, third density, and everything within. Your I am, all of our united, concentrated, focused I am, which is insanely powerful in and of itself, moving through, reaching the US, the northern US, and that thick, incredible wall or ring of white light, leaving in its wake pristine, liberated, baby blue goddess energies. And downwards we go, well into the United States area, into northern China, moving down, maintain the vision. As always, you're the god or goddess, so pick background colors of the quarantine sphere, for example, as you will. Be the god in the literal sense that you truly are, and just express it just for this moment. Clearing the way, clearing the way. Again, hold that deep meditative background and at the same time relaxed, detached consciousness of the white light moving down through the surface, through the atmosphere, through the surface of the physical third density plane. Zoom in to see at least two of the hot on either side. Zoom out occasionally to see two of the hot far side on either side, as if you're letting them do the work, which is part of the whole picture. But it's all done only because of your connecting consciousness. That's the connection, your consciousness, seeing and focusing, visualizing. They need that to work through that. Otherwise, I have nothing to work through. And that's the way it works as far as fundamentals of energy is concerned. Let them work through your consciousness that is focused on this. This is why we're here on the physical 3D surface. Moving down to the southern United States, into California, and moving it through into North Africa, Middle East, cleansing, holding background consciousness on the full removal and transmutation of all dark consciousness and the physical quantum and subquantum anomaly down to and through lower atmosphere, surface, crust, inner earth, with the main concentration being in and around the physical plane surface. As we move lower towards the equator now, see that beautiful pristine baby blue of a cleared third density surface area of the physical plane in its wake. And move it through, reaching the equator. And down past the equator, again, take that occasional zoom out to see to the hot on either side. Your guide. Reaching Brazil. Literally ascending the planet onto a higher timeline. Move it through. Clear the way. And all the garbage of all sorts of realms, universes within the quantum and subquantum anomaly. 3 minutes left. Move it through halfway between the equator and the South Pole. Move, move, move. Don't hold back. Leaving that pristine, cleared third density physical planet. Apparently, it's 5 minutes away for the actual beginning, where we will be a very sacred, pre-ancient goddess will be narrating. As far as this particular live stream is concerned, reaching Australia, halfway through Australia, well into Argentina area. And downwards we go. Play around with angles, visions. Always remember your I am, well, all of our I am, literally united and focused and concentrated into the one spot. Talk about the ultimate laser. Clearing, transmuting. Clearing the way so bravely as we approach the shores of Antarctica, going past the tip of South America. See the blackness that is keeping us imprisoned, getting cleared, leaving that baby blue pristine, liberated physical surface down to the subquantum and quantum level of our goddess. And closing in on the shores of Antarctica. Feel that depth of blackness being shrunk, getting smaller. And closing. I guess you'll want to be below Gaia to look up and close it up, leaving the baby blue in its wake as those huge mass transmutational walls of light. Closing, shrinking, clearing the third density physical quantum subquantum anomaly and all the garbage within. And shrunk. There's temporary white light before even that shrinks into nothingness. And gone. Baby blue is all that's there. Okay. Now you have the choice of switching over to the guided meditation on YouTube if you have the link handy, which we provided, I believe. Otherwise, you can just relax, play along, listen along to this particular voice narration of the same guidance. All right, it's the same guidance. Here we go, folks.
Continue to breathe slowly. In through the nose, out through the nose. Hold. Take your state of relaxation and higher consciousness even deeper. State your intention out loud to use this meditation as a powerful tool to open the Ascension portal. Invoke the violet flame from its primary source to place a circle of protection all around you and all around all of the meditators during and after this Ascension portal activation. Ask this violet flame to transmute anything that does not serve the light. See an immense wave of white, pink, blue, and golden light and love emanating from the cosmic central sun and then being distributed to the central suns of all galaxies in this universe. See this beautiful wave of light and love activate the M87 galaxy and its field of cosmic love as this wave of white, pink, blue, and golden light and love grows even stronger. Then visualize this wave of light and love entering through the galactic central sun and then going through our galaxy and through all its star systems. Especially the Pleiades. Activating its field of galactic love. Then see this wave of light and love enter our solar system and expand through Sedna, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. And now see this galactic wave of light and love come into all beings of light inside of our solar system. extending, expanding, and now coming through all beings on planet Earth, both all beings on the surface and all the beings underground. Now feel this beautiful wave of light and love expanding, entering and filling your body, and expanding downwards into the center of the earth. Visualize the course of events on planet Earth shifting into the most positive timeline imaginable. Shifting away from any kind of suffering, away from any and all wars, and away from global domination. See this beautiful wave of white, pink, blue, and golden light and love, uplifting humanity, equalizing all inequality, transmuting all poverty into the most incredible abundance for all of humanity. Visualize a grand spiritual awakening for all of humanity as they cast off all control mechanisms and DNA manipulation dissolves, reaching a level of activation never before seen on Gaia, as Gaia begins to birth the new renaissance for herself and for humanity and for all the beings of the earth, the fairies, the elves, the beings underground, all organic, true, and pure beings that are her children. The plant kingdom, the crystal kingdom, the animal kingdom, the star beings, visualize this new renaissance for Gaia expanding outwards and triggering a new grand cosmic cycle of the age of Aquarius in our galaxy and in our universe, bringing pure light, love, and joy to all beings throughout our galaxy, throughout our universe, throughout our solar system, and on Gaia herself. the victory of the light and of the love.
Okay, let's just finish up for another 5 or so minutes. Just look at the holographic interior of Gaia, because we're going to weave that cherry on the top, that unexpected, out from left field, unexpected Uranian-like surprise, because all sorts of light started expanding and impacting out of Father Sun and out throughout the solar system, through Earth, out of the solar system. It's already reached Neptune, Uranus, all the plasma wormholes throughout this solar system and outwards. So we're going to do what is, for about 5 minutes, what has turned out to be, and by the way, there's some major golden light language direct from source that came out of the core of Father Sun, really synergizing everything in a big way, because it's triggered the sequence of events, let's just say. So look at the core of Gaia. Well, look at Gaia holographically, I guess. Okay. And the so-called booster meditation that the 144K, let's just say, pioneered at the end of Sunday's phase 2 mass internal clearing webinar. That was quite a big thing in disguise. It's actually bringing in direct, authentic, organic, true source light language, rewriting, if you will, in a perfectly natural, spiritual, organic, authentic way, reality. Think of an extra magical version of golden stardust, derived direct from Source Goddess herself. Not this synthetic false light crap. Never mind dark garbage. So look at, and this will really bring in the galactic and intergalactic groups and federations. It'll allow them to get much closer. So see the core of Gaia. Repeat after me. Authentic I am, oversoul and soul. Authentic high self. Angelic kingdoms of the highest densities. Galactic and intergalactic forces of the highest densities. All of the authentic, organic, source-derived true light. Outside of any and all simulations, overlays, and false light paradigms. And any illusory AI constructs. by the powers vested in me, pull through your light and source light language through the core of Gaia now. Direct from the center of source point of creation, of the authentic true source, of true authentic love. Now just see holographically, and if needed, perfectly abstract kind of way, this pink, magenta, baby blue, and gold come through that core central portal of Gaia, and stepping down is from the higher densities, stepping down in densities at the same time as you expand. So it's like a holographic ring, kind of like a thin holographic golden shell of golden true source light language, rewriting. And within that slowly expanding golden holographic sphere, you can see through the gold of that sphere expanding slowly, just the pink, magenta, and blue that we were just working with, sort of constantly emanating outwards. It's like spheres within spheres within spheres of those different colors, constantly just expanding and emanating outwards from the core of Gaia, and like this live thing is the best way I can describe it. Still very much well within inner Earth around the core of Gaia, because we need to prime the pump, so to speak, but also step it down, because this is 9th, 8th, 7th density phenomena. And start to step it down to 6th density. And the golden expanding outer shell, for lack of a better term, is already coming up and through the surface, rewriting and realigning all three-dimensional constructs is the best way I can describe it. True, authentic, source-derived golden light language. Preparing this lower reality for this pink and blue and magenta goddess light. Now feel us stepping down to the 5th density. And let's stay with the 5th density now, sharply connecting 9th density all the way to the 5th density. 4th and 3rd is coming in a minute or two. Expand it out. And just see constant, and how can I put it? See all these, I don't know, structures, white lines, for lack of a better term, perpendicular white lines, various levels of grid lines, still within inner Earth, sort of lighting up and shooting through the physical surface area of Earth, just before the outer expanding original holographic golden sphere. I'm hoping that makes sense. And see just lines, horizontal, perpendicular, bursting through the surface have some sense of the basic geography of some of the continents, whatever works for you, and just see it light up. It's almost as if the planet or the surface area is about to explode in light, which it kind of is in a way. And this is synergizing and adding so much more to what the so-called main advance just did. Because now we can, because the bulk of the work was done. We're just taking this to the next level because the opportunity exists now. And just really see the light, the grids. I'm going to use the term ley line grids for now for the sake of brevity. And we're really expanding what just happened over the past hour or so into the subquantum level. So really run with this. I suppose, trust me. And throughout null space and nil space, so, in between spaces where darkness does what it wants. Okay, and we're going to get to that in a moment. Including, and we're going to include subspace, all right, and unspace. All the different frequencies and densities of the in-betweens where darkness lurks. We're not tolerating it anymore. Have at it. Now, it's a bit more in-depth process than what we did on Sunday at the end of the Phase 2 webinar, so bear with me. And see Earth's surface area and lower atmosphere just really light up like a Christmas tree with all these crisscrossing lines just lighting up, perpendicular lines and vortexes bursting through the surface. And there's basically an explosion of light. Now, bring forth that original, very holographic outer golden light language shell through the surface of Gaia swiftly. Again, pretty much abstract visualization still always seems to work just as well. From 9th density all the way to 5th density. Ask your guides or your higher aspects, the hard, for assistance. Have them, in other words, having them in the background of your consciousness as we do things. Okay. Now, continuously, in a continuous way, see from the core of Gaia, okay, so I see it all holographically because, again, consciousness is king. It creates reality literally when you know what you're doing at the right time. Or now moment, I guess. Bear with me. Continuously see outwards emanating holographic golden spheres, outwardly emanating constantly from the core of Gaia outwards through inner Earth, through the crust, surface, and throughout the atmosphere and outer field. It's almost as if you can't make out the surface almost, although you can have a sense of it. And within each expanding, ever outward moving, holographic, thin, golden sphere, the gold being literal authentic source light language, within each of those expanding golden spheres, very holographic, very translucent, is the pink, the magenta, the baby blue, that the main advance, if I can use that term, just did. We're taking it to the nth degree because it's still there. The after effects are still there. We're just holding it in place and expanding on it. Because the 144K is the 144K. Keep it up. Now start to step it down from 5th density to 4th density. Notice how there was a sudden, more visceral sense of it. If you're one of those who did, definitely let me know. In the Telegram chat, preferably, even if it was a few minutes before or a few minutes after. Alrighty. Hold focus on the pink and the blue, the baby blue and the magenta, and constant and outwards emanating thin shells. Outer thin expanding golden spheres. And the golden pink and magenta and baby blue within, also expanding outwards. And now step it down from 4th density. Actually, I digress. With 4th density, start to move this golden light language, expanding translucent thin surface areas of these expanding spheres, and with the blue, baby blue, pink and magenta within each expanding golden sphere. Very hard to verbalize, doing my best. Move it now in between spaces, in between all space throughout the 4th density, physical level, especially the surface area. Move it in between spaces. So the way to do that is see very brief or faint images of cubes, some cubes, that is regular time space and blackness in between. All right. That's separation. And see the gold and magenta and pink move between them, filling all of in between spaces, unspace, subspace, nil space, null space. Don't worry, you don't have to consciously know it in the technical sense. Run with that intent and filling it. With this waves of golden light language and the magenta, baby blue, and pink right behind it, wave after wave, expanding sphere after expanding sphere, in between all those cubes of regular time space, 4th density. And filling it, moving it through and feeling it. With golden light language, rewriting everything. Pink, baby blue, magenta. That's all that's flowing. In other words, source, goddess source. That's all that's there now in between all those cubes of regular time space. And zoom out. Feeling, uniting everything. Fourth density. And then keep on zoom out, see the whole planet if you haven't already, and expand it out, wave after wave, or expanding sphere after expanding sphere, constantly emanating outwards through the core of Gaia, fourth density. And with each expanding shell of a golden sphere, within it is, that baby blue, pink, and magenta. Source, presence, love, presence, organic, the real thing, the original, the one, the only, true source, authentic source. And now we're stepping it down to third density. This very waking hour, feel Gaia. I think I did feel her just there. So same process, third density, physical plane, although it's all planes, but anyway. Put a bit of focus back on the core of Gaia, because different densities are almost like different worlds in a sense. So third density, core of Gaia, expand. You can see the third density as a dark grey again, because it's essentially a different dimension kind of thing. And pull the golden spheres, rewriting gracefully, clearing, rewriting so-called reality through the core of Gaia, lighting everything up, even before it reaches a given area of inner Earth and the crust. The white grids, vortexes, perpendicular, horizontal, lighting up before or in front of this expanding golden sphere of source, authentic source light language, relighting all the grid lines throughout the crust and surface. And bursting through the surface of Gaia, third density. And within each ever-expanding golden holographic sphere is that same magenta, pink, and baby blue. Third density physical plane. That's where you'll want to hold the intent and focus in the background of your consciousness as we take this to the absolute 10th degree, making the absolute most of this critical opportunity that we are taking. We're taking this opportunity. We're running with it to actualize the fullest potential of this Ascension portal activation and making sure about it. Expand, rewriting reality, golden light language, and see, feel. Third density, physical plane, just constant emanating spheres from the core of Gaia out through the surface, throughout inner Earth, through the surface, into the atmosphere, low Earth orbit, outer field, constantly emanating these magenta, baby blue, pink spheres with that very translucent golden shells of each expanding sphere of baby blue, pink, and magenta. Keep it up. Keep it up. Have fun. This is critical. Holding the space, expanding. And now, same deal. Move. Start moving this in between spaces. Start moving it in between all regular time space into subspace, unspace, nil space, or also known as the null zone, by seeing those same cubes of regular time space. And filling it with that stunning, expanding, translucent golden light language on the edge of each expanding sphere, and the pink, baby blue, and magenta right behind it, filling up all in between spaces so that everything truly is reunited as one with source love presence. And just in between. You know, there's various elements to this when it comes to the third density physical plane, where it's in between those ones and zeros. Actually, see the zeros disappear. Apparently, zeros represents space. We're removing space and simply replacing it all with source. Love. Genuine, real deal. Love as a new governing force. Space equals distance. Distance equals separation and time. Clear all space throughout. Unspace, subspace, in between spaces of space-time continuum, because all sorts of stuff hide there, and they really do hide there. Clear it all. Golden light language at the edge of each of those expanding spheres of magenta, baby blue, and pink, filling all forms and kinds of spaces and distances in between everything, in between atoms, in between quantum particles and the space and subspace between physical third density quantum particles. Fill it with gold, pink, magenta, baby blue. And see it all dissolve into oneness of magenta, pink, and baby blue, with these outer translucent spherical shells of the golden light language, rewriting and closing all distances between spaces, uniting them all in this love energy. And then when you're ready, zoom out from the micro, and zoom out. See all of Gaia and all the way through to low Earth orbit, lunar orbit, and from the core out through inner Earth, through the surface and into low Earth orbit, constant emanating, translucent, thin, golden spheres with the baby blue, pink, and magenta within each ever expanding golden sphere, filling all space, gaps, distances between regular time-space cubes and zoom it out. Third density, physical plane. And well done, beloved ones. We are done. Filling with pink, magenta, baby blue, and golden source light language and love presence as a force. All of subspace, unspace, in between spaces of regular time space, third density, subquantum space, quantum space, all those separation and distances between atoms, quantum particles, filled with source presence and uniting it all. Well done, everybody. We are done. Thank the teams. Thank all your higher aspects and guides if you have them. All the upper density, highest densities, angelic and galactic realms. Thank them all. Feel the elemental, animal, and enchanted and elven kingdoms. Feel them oh so much closer, because now the distances between particles, matter, regular time space, filled with source love, united once again, dissolving time, because time is distance and we're dissolving distance. Throughout the third and fourth density physical plane, kind of like the final frontier of the final corralling of the dark back to the light. And how can you begin to even comprehend and verbalize how much you have to be proud of, to be clearly a chosen one, whether the rational mind accepts it or not? Well done, beloved one. Give gratitude. Move violet light throughout the field of Gaia, clearing and removing any and all energetic traces, just as a precaution at this point. calling back your tracks, removing energetic traces, and we have made the absolute most of this, reached it and taken things to this absolute highest potential. And that's something to be so, so proud of. You made your mark on multiversal, if not omniversal history, literally. Let the rational, egoic mind grapple with that as much as it wants to, whatever. Leave your feedback. Okay. Even if it didn't correlate much with what I was verbalizing, leave your feedback preferably in the Telegram chat, because my inbox is one scary nightmare. I just haven't been able to get to a lot of emails, which I'm not happy about, but I'm working hard to gain the resources to get a handle on that. In other words, employees. God knows I need them. And yeah, feel the love. It is just crazy. The immense gratitude of Goddess Gaia, to put it mildly, and we can go on here. But I need to close this physical broadcast, especially if you're in North America. And of course, now you know and understand the massive potential we have opened up for our manifestations and planting of new seeds for this new moon 144K mass meditation, where we're going to take everything that happened tonight or on this portal activation meditation, and we're going to take it so much further. And I don't know, that's roughly 48 hours from now. We're doing the 144K new moon mass meditation, where we're going to take it by leaps and bounds even further than the stupendous heights and forward progress that we experienced and actualized today on this Ascension portal activation. Imagine that. Let that sink in. So I'll see you in roughly 48 hours. Rest, relax, let go, rejuvenate, and feel the love of all that is. Big time. Big time. This is your loving servant and goddess worshipper, the Unknown Light Warrior, closing this physical broadcast. Hugs and love to you all. See you on the Telegram chat. And I salute you. Till then, beloved ones.